Okay. We're almost inside. Just stop squirming so much, unless you want me to drop you. I won't. Just stay still and stay quiet. At this time of night, my mom should be asleep. And considering how much she worries during the day, how much she fixates on every little thing that's wrong with me, I imagine that she either worries herself to the point of exhaustion or she takes something to help herself sleep. Either way, she's out like a light, so we won't have to worry about her once we get to my room. And then you can explain to me exactly what's going on. Okay? Okay. Here it comes. Be quiet. Good. Good, she is asleep. Okay, and there. Was that really so difficult? Okay, fine. I'm assuming that was something annoyed. I don't know, I really can't understand you when you're meowing at me, but that tone definitely sounded disgruntled. Thank you for clarifying. Now, can you do what you did before? Can you change back into a somewhat human-looking creature so that we can talk about this? Okay, I won't look. Jeez, you did this before just fine. What's the hang-up now? Oh, that was accidental? Oh. So, it takes you a lot more energy to stay in your cat form than it does in your more human form? Right, you came to the home ec class looking for food. And I'd heard footsteps before. Not the little pitter-patter of paws, they were actual footsteps. So you... Can I look? Okay. So you took on your cat form when you heard me coming because you were scared of what I'd do, right? I imagine that someone like you, no matter how harmless you are different in a very noticeable way. And this world definitely isn't kind to people who are different. Don't I know that? No, I mean, as far as I know, I'm human. It's just... I struggle with a lot of things, and... Never mind, that isn't something that we need to discuss. No, we're focusing on what's happening with you right now, because honestly, I can't focus on anything else until I have a better understanding of what's going on, okay? So just, could we focus on that, and if you really need to know the rest, I can tell you after, but I really need to be able to understand this. Okay. Thank you. Where do I want to start? Where to even begin? Honestly, here, let's start with something easy. What's your name? Yeah, I definitely could have asked that earlier, but oh yeah, I was kind of panicking. Sorry. I also wasn't thinking to ask someone I'd just seen as a cat what their name might be. Cats don't really tend to introduce themselves. Oh, you don't really have a name? I guess then that answers my next question. Why did you have to sneak around for food? I mean, you don't look much older than I do. I imagine that you should have parents looking after you just like I do, but you don't. Right? That's why you don't have a name. That's why you had to go sneaking around to find food yourself. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not judging. It's just I'm trying not to react the way that I sort of want to react. Some people, just thinking of another person without parents makes them think about if they didn't have their own parents, and for most people that's an upsetting thing. But for me, sometimes I wonder if it would be better. And I definitely don't want it to seem like I'm making light of this. I really don't. After all, I mean, and I'm not saying this to be mean, but just look at you. You're twitching and you're shaky. You're nervous just being around me, aren't you? Even though I am trying to take care of you, you don't trust it. And since you didn't have parents to protect you, it's safe to assume, isn't it, that something happened to you the last time you trusted another person? Do you want to tell me about it? It's okay if you don't. Oh, God. When they found you, they would take blood from you and run experiments on you? I wish I could say I was surprised. But I'm sorry. That is all I can say, is I am so sorry. And I know that it doesn't erase the trauma you've gone through. It doesn't erase that fear completely. It's a valid fear, after all. I'm a stranger, and I brought you into my home, and you have no one. If something were to happen to you, no one would know. And I will say that is one thing I do have that I'm really grateful for. And I do want to give that to you if I can, even for a little while. What I said when I thought that you were someone breaking into the school building to cause damage, what I said was true. I won't hurt you unless you try to hurt me first. And I know the difference between accidentally hurting and intentionally hurting. So I'm not going to try to hurt you for the way that you kind of clawed into my arm when I was holding you. It's okay, it's okay. It was an accident, and I imagine that you were scared I might drop you, considering I was shaking too. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I'm not mad about that. I'll get the cuts cleaned up, bandaged, and it'll be okay. I'll be good as new before long. So then, where exactly have you been living since I'm guessing you got away from the person who was experimenting on you? You've been... Sorry. Didn't mean to raise my voice. I was shocked. You've been living in the woods surrounding the Class 3E building? Whenever we have to go up or down that mountain through those woods, it is so dangerous. It takes us hours. You've been living there? Okay. Okay, well that stops right now. Listen, I know how this seems, but you're not going back there. You're staying here with me, at least until we can figure something else out that works better for you, but until then, you're staying here. I know, but I'm going to show you that you can trust me. Because, I'm going to be honest, you are still somehow one of the more normal things I've seen recently. Yeah, our teacher is a tentacle-armed creature of some sort who insists that he's from Earth, but honestly, he could only be an alien life form. And he apparently blew up the moon, and he's going to destroy Earth if we don't kill him before we graduate. Yeah. Meanwhile, he is obsessed with teaching us properly and making sure that we actually have good grades. I don't understand it, honestly, and I don't know if I could handle an explanation for that. So, believe me when I say I am not going to do any experiments on you. I do want someone who's a little bit more normal in my life. You might have cat ears, eyes, and a tail, but at least you're not an assassin in training. Yeah, that's me and all of my classmates, which probably doesn't help with the trust issues, but, yeah. Not gonna try anything, I promise. I scare myself a little sometimes, so definitely nothing to worry about, I promise. What I mean is, I guess you explained yourself, so I owe you a bit of an explanation. I've never been diagnosed. My mom won't let me see a counselor, but Koro-sensei said that my behavior does kind of lead him to believe that I have depression. And that scares me because sometimes, because of that, I'm careless with my life and I'm able to go really numb and when people try to hurt me or my friends, I can do some really scary things because I just don't care. I would never, ever hurt you unless you tried to hurt me or the people I care about. I want to make that clear, but it does scare me sometimes, and after the last time I showed that side of myself, I know people look at me differently. Even though I would never, ever hurt them, I know that they're scared of me almost as much as I'm scared of myself. So I definitely understand what it's like to be different, and I really, really want to be able to spare you from being looked at that way. And I suppose I want to prove to myself that I'm capable of being more than just some cold-blooded killer someday. So, if you're not terrified of me by now, what do you say? Would you like to stay here? At least for a little while?